You're forced to go to the most dangerous place in the world for you, the Paradise Valley chemical plant, to see your genius sister in a science fair. Of course, if you're Alex Mack, it can't be as simple as being frustrated over a sibling rivalry. Stay tuned to find out what happens. Hi, how are you? It's great to see you. I'm RazMansReality, here to alter your reality with another video on the secret world of Alex Mack, Season 1. This is Science Fair. So if this is your first time here, and film, TV, and comics is your passion, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification icon so that you don't miss anything. It's great to be back here on YouTube since I had some things happen last week and haven't been able to upload since last Wednesday, and it's great to be back with my favorite videos to do right now on my favorite show of all time. However, if you followed me for any length of time, you would know that one of my best friends is a country artist, and I have a huge personal affinity for all things country music. So I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, my viewers, to join me in a moment of silence for the victims and families of the Las Vegas shooting tragedy last night at Star Country Music Festival. Thank you. The show opens up with Alex and Nicole having a discussion as an excited Alex has received a B+ on a test. Nicole doesn't understand why this would be so exciting for Alex, and Alex simply states, "Nicole, when your sister is a genius, it's hard to get noticed." Which of course is a perfect foreshadowing, as Annie has been chosen as a finalist for Paradise Valley Chemical's scholarship in a science fair. Alex, of course, is naturally frustrated by this, but it's amplified even further as they've discovered that it is taking place at the chemical plant, of course, and Alex realizes that she can't go there, and then Annie very quickly realizes that she can't go there. So the two of them, with Alex on the stairs here, try to convince their parents why she shouldn't go, but their parents think that it's absolutely ridiculous and Alex is being jealous and that they have to go and support her as a family. Alex and Annie, of course, don't end their concerns because they are so well-founded, so they come up with a plan to have Alex utilize her zapping powers to raise the temperature of the thermometer and fake a sickness so that she doesn't have to attend. Unfortunately, she does this too well and shatters the thermometer, causing Barbara to realize what her daughter has done and order her to attend the science fair with the family. Upon arriving at the science fair, Alex and Annie are greeted by Annie's scientific rival, Carlton, who's always coming in second to Annie in all of the science fairs. Of course, he's very sarcastically bragging about his project, and Annie talks about how she's already heard that his project has some severe holes in it. The Macks, of course, are unaware of the danger with their daughter, so they very proudly introduce her daughter to Daniel Atron, who says to Alex, "You know the plant is looking for you." And a very scared Alex looks back at her and goes, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "I mean that the plant is always looking for the next great scientific mind." She then proceeds to get George's name wrong, which was actually pretty funny. Alex, meanwhile, is very suspicious of Carlton, as she should be, so she's been keeping a close eye on him this entire time, particularly because she thinks that she just overheard Carlton planning something against Annie's project. And as you can see by the horrid look on her face, she follows Carlton inside Paradise Valley Chemical, only to discover him doing just that in an attempt to destroy Annie's project. After confronting Carlton, of course, he runs away, so Alex is here utilizing her telekinesis to attempt to keep the project from crashing to the floor and breaking. Unfortunately, an alarm went off and caused Alex to break her concentration, and the project was broken, so Alex is frantically trying to put the project back into place and make sure everything is alright when a astonished Annie sees the state that her project is in, and because of Alex's expressed jealousy within this episode, automatically jumps to the conclusion that her sister had something to do with it. Alex tries to defend herself, telling Annie the truth, that it was Carlton who actually did it, but Annie has trouble believing her, as just before this, Carlton managed to sneak outside right after the incident and talk to Annie to try to give himself an alibi. We then see Danielle asking Vince here what the alarms mean, and Vince explains that a normal level of GC-161 was used within the plant, causing the alarms to go off, causing Vince to announce to the entire plant that they will have to go through a detector for the chemical. Of course, Alex is very, very frightened by this, as well she should be, because this will make her immediately discovered and in tremendous danger. Despite her reservations at the moment with her sister, Annie has the wherewithal to once again point blank ask her sister to swear that she had nothing to do with the destruction of her project and it was indeed Carlton. Alex responds and says, "Of course it was Carlton. If I wanted to do it, why wouldn't I do it at home? Of course I swear." And Alex reveals to Annie, who didn't know at the time, that Carlton is in fact Daniel Atron's nephew, so of course he would do something like this. Annie, once hearing this, realizes that her sister has to be telling her the truth, hatching a plan to have Alex utilize her telekinesis to cause the machine to go off right behind Carlton. She then successfully utilizes her morphing powers to be able to get out of danger undetected, because once the equipment goes off, they immediately start flocking toward Carlton and think that they have found who they are looking for. Feeling like she's no longer in as much danger, with the eyes of the plant no longer on her, Alex manages to find where the projects are being held and attempts to place her sister's project back together. Meanwhile, we see an extremely frightened Carlton as he's being scammed by Vince here for GC-161. Alex was unsuccessful in managing to put her project back together, so as Annie is confronted by the judges who are there to judge her project, the judge asked her, "I understand that there was a mishap with your project earlier." She says, "Yes, there was an accident." The judge looks over and says, "Everything appears to be in order now." Annie looks over and sees her project floating in the air back together and frantically looks around thinking, what is going on? Only to find Alex in the corner here, safely utilizing her telekinesis undetected. Annie, of course, is rightfully named the winner of the science fair, and the two sisters embrace and celebrate. Alex apologizes for what happened to Annie's project, and Annie says it doesn't matter because she won the trophy. So it's great to see the sisters full of joy here at the end of the episode. At home, Annie thanks Alex for what she did, but tells her it wasn't the smartest decision to put herself at risk just so I could win first prize. Alex says, "So, nothing happened, did it?" And Annie says, "So what, you're not going to hold this over me?" And she says, "After all the work I did, no way." And Annie says, "Good for you, maybe you're actually maturing." Only have Alex very laughingly here utilizing her telekinesis to make the trophy float away from her sister in the air. And this was one of my favorite comical ways to end any episode. Just the pure joy and elation on Alex's face at this moment is fantastic. If you haven't already subscribed, you can do so right now by hitting the round subscribe icon to my left. Click the Secret World of Alex Mack playlist to catch up on any Mack Monday breakdowns that you may have missed, and support RazMansReality on Patreon. And as always, this has been your RazMansReality check.